Not difficult to accomplish, actually. I mean, thank God in LA, they still have neighborhoods where we could go and shoot there, and the houses still look that, because they were built in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. And then in terms of wardrobe, like Janet, oh my God, our costume designer, amazing job. Just amazing. And the car, actually, a little tidbit, their car, the Forum car, was that blue 64 Impala. Awesome car. Guess what? That's my car. That's my mom's car. My sisters learned to drive in that car, and my dad gave me that car, 1964, and it was perfect time. So it's kind of weird that my mom's car was in our movie, but it's right there. It's very real. And I grew up, you know, I was in high school then, and the music, you know, everything. It was like, it was a natural for me personally, because especially since it took place in Los Angeles. And I grew up right next to Santa Monica. That's, you know, and I know Pasadena, you know, so for me it was very natural, actually. There's techniques, there's no question. But the general thing I could say is, I call it, and James very much feels the same way, James Wan, I call it patience in suspense. Be patient. Let the scene play. Move the camera slow. You don't even have to be on their face. Just let the camera sit there, and let the eyes of the audience wander, you know. And then, that's not to say then that you can't staccato cut after that, you know. But what you have to do to set it up is, I think you have to take your time and let it breathe, and not worry about going to a close-up and quit cutting right away. Then you do it, and then you got them. Okay, that's just one sort of general technique, I guess you could say. The other is, again, ground it in reality. Be able to set the stage, the stage for the movie, for the characters, to be able to move the camera anywhere and everywhere at any time, and use practical lighting. Make it very real. Look, we had to have the, you know, so many jump scares in the movie for it to be commercially successful. People anticipate jumping, you know, that they have to jump out of their seat, okay? But that doesn't work unless it gets in people's minds, it gets in people's souls. You create suspense first. You have to do that first. And James Wan's really good at that too, obviously. And so I've learned from him, and I, looked at the other masters and know that you have to start there, and it's really fun, actually, to be able to, I hate to say it, but manipulate the audience. But
of course, no.
It's what it's about. But to answer your question, yeah, I mean, it's a horror film, but it's also a thriller. It's also a drama, and it's emotional. So it's actually, it's a mother trying to protect her baby, basically. I mean, what's more emotional than that? And that's what why I really took to this movie to direct it for me, because I'm kind of an emotional sap myself. I really am, just in life. And I think that although horror movies are B movies that are about, genre and box office, yes, that's true. But they're also one of the biggest challenges in using and showing your craft as a filmmaker, because you have to use more tools, and it's fun. I mean, from shooting the story and the characters and getting that right to even just in post. It's amazing how this movie went from being very scary on one level with the temp mix, the temp sound and music that we had, which was excellent for a temporary mix, to working with Joe Bishara, our composer, while we're cutting the movie and doing the different things, and we didn't add the score until the very end. But I knew what was happening with it, and we worked together to make it not just tentative and creepy, but emotional. And if you start adding all these things up, hey, this is a real movie. This is it's a small movie, small budget film, but it plays like any studio picture that's a drama or a thriller, but it also, I hope and I think, makes people jump a few times.